So the announcements that you've made with regards to this high grade finds, I mean, what more are you going to be able to tell us and when? Because that could drastically change your numbers. I mean, really significantly change your numbers. So what's the process that you are going to go forward with this 60,000 foot drill program?
Well, I think as I mentioned, our focus was always to move the Moss Mine towards production. So now that we've achieved that production, we've invested well in excess of 100 million US. We're sitting at about a 90 million US market cap, and we're hitting our stride in production. I believe the next value proposition is in the exploration and in growing this deposit well beyond the 500,000 ounces. We have a goal of doubling the resource, and in that process, we want to identify some of these higher grade zones, and that's, I believe, what we have just achieved is we've shown the market that there is in fact high grade on the Moss Mine.
Okay, I get it. Like 500,000 ounces is nothing really. There's not a long mine life. The costs are toppy. They're over $1,000. Your ASIC is over $1,000. You need to kind of drive that down. I appreciate you showing the market that you kind of route to market. You have got this thing going, but now you need to feed it. You need to extend the life of mine. You need to grow that resource. So that's what I'm interested in understanding how you do that. Is it all coming through exploration? And if so, what are you doing this year? What do you think what's the actual 60,000 program look like? What are you targeting? The high grade stuff or more bulk?
A little bit of both. We're looking to add ounces immediately close to the pit, but we're also identifying high grade ounces in that exploration program. So this program's, as I mentioned, it's got 3 different objectives, but ideally we'll be adding ounces. Last time we drilled 14,000 feet, we added over 120,000 ounces. That was last fall. So this 60,000 foot program is expected when it's complete to follow with a resource calculation and increase that resource that we currently have.
It's been a long road for this company. You've been in it a while. You've probably been diluted down over the years, but you're still buying shares in the open market?
Definitely. We've had financings in the past as high as $1.25 when we raised over 25 million. We had a high of $1.60 to $1.80. We're currently sitting in around that 45 to 50 cent range. So we're family and friends, and we're all in on this.
What's your average
price? My average price probably be in around 35 cents, 40 cents. I've been at this for the last 9 years. Our investors primarily average would sit in around 50 cents to 60 cents.
Okay. Tell this audience, because I know David Spleet. He's come from one of the big boys. He's nobody's fool. And his conversation with me was he wouldn't come and join any old company. So I know he's thought about this. So how the hell did you attract him?
Well, I think it was about 1.5 years ago that we started making a few changes when we were stubbing our toe and hitting some speed bumps. And most notably, we brought on Joel Murphy. And Joel is our GM down on site. And Joel was successful at Florida Canyon, being the lowest cost producer at that time. So part of the stages in this development were to look for someone that had some experience with more senior companies, mid-sized to senior companies, and we were able to start a discussion with Dave Splett and successfully brought him on board in January. And Dave's track record is second to none. Dave was the CFO for Goldcorp in South America. He was with Antamina, Mosaic, and many others. So he's had this tremendous experience on the operational side, also the financial side, and he's been instrumental in helping us restructure our balance sheet and pay down debt as we're increasing our cash flow. So we were pleased to have Dave step on board.
Yeah, I bet. Look, and what have you tasked him with doing? Okay, sorting out the balance sheet is one thing, and I think possibly giving the company a little bit of recognition on the institutional side, but what's he actually being tasked with doing on a day-to-day basis?
On a day-to-day basis, his primary role is to make sure that our cash flow and balance sheet is being optimized. So Dave and I work closely together with the guys on site. We're constantly basically in daily contact and just keeping our finances, making sure that our debt situation has been paid down. This year alone, we will have in the 12-month period paid down about $14 million in debt and payments, and so that's significant. We've been retiring the Sprott lending debt that was outstanding, paying down Cat Financial, and also Greenstone Resources with a convertible debenture of $8.5 million. So as we reduce that debt, the shareholder value is increasing.